Clarty and the Apple Scrumpers by Jane Blackwell, illustrated by Jake Tebbit. Farmer Clarty gave a big smile. The ploughing was finished, he'd mended the stile. All the animals were watered and fed, safe and warm in their pens in the shed. He turned to Pat and said, "Time for a brew, and I think we deserve a biscuit or two." Now Farmer Clarty had 3 naughty pigs, who liked to snuffle and grunt and dig. They undid the latch which fastened the gate, and ran to the orchard at quite a fast rate. Many of you may already know that orchards are places where fruit trees grow. Farmer Clarty's orchard was full of apples, which the 3 little pigs were hoping to snaffle. But the apples were still on the tree up high. The pigs sat down and heaved a great sigh. They tried to balance on each other's shoulders and came toppling down like 3 piggy boulders. They sat and they thought and they scratched their snouts, when one little pig let out a great shout. Ow! Down from the tree, straight onto his head, fell a lovely ripe apple, all shiny and red. The 3 piggies squealed and jumped to their feet. A juicy red apple, ooh, what a treat! Bouncing along, away it rolled, gathering speed till it dropped down a hole. The pigs started racing away through the mud, chasing the apple as fast as they could. But the speed they'd gathered was just too great. They tried to stop, but a little too late. When they reached the hole, they just couldn't stop. They bounced and they rolled and they skidded a lot. 2 tired pigs looked up in surprise and couldn't believe their small piggy eyes, for there before them, catching the sun, was the 3rd little pig's shiny pink bum. Poor piggy was stuck fast, feet in the air. The 2 little pigs just stood there and stared. "It's no good," they panted. "We're going to need help." And from down below came a muffled yelp. Back to the yard they ran at full speed and called to the animals eating their feed. "Help!" they gasped. They'd run a long way, and really it was quite a hot day. "Stuck!" they pointed. "Hole!" they said. And a huge roar of laughter filled the shed. The animals followed them out through the gate. The stuck little pig had not long to wait. All they could see was a tail and 2 legs. The hen laughed so hard she laid a fresh egg. The horse strutted forward. "I'll pull him free. I'm used to work like this, you see." He grabbed the pig by his curly pink tail, and from the hole came a muffled wail. The horse then pulled as hard as he could, but that little pig just would not budge. "Leave it to me," said the strapping young bull. "All this needs is a jolly good pull." The bull then grabbed the horse's tail, which caused a not-so-muffled wail. "Ow!" He pulled, and his face went quite puce. But the poor little piggy just would not come loose. The burly old ram puffed out his chest, took off his fleece, and stripped down to his vest. "Now then, young 'uns, brace yourselves. This needs some know-how acquired on the fells." The ram dug his hooves in and counted to 3, 1 hand on the bull's tail and 1 round a tree. The 3 of them pulled with all their might, but the poor little pig was still stuck tight. The goat joined in next, then the pigs, hens and ducks, but poor little piggy was still firmly stuck. They each grabbed a trotter and gave a great yank, but the 3rd little pig was built like a tank. Soon it looked like a big tug-of-war. Poor piggy's tail was getting quite sore. Farmer Clarty and Pat, now fully refreshed, looked out of the window. "Well, I'll be blessed. Those 3 naughty pigs have escaped again, and this time it looks like they took all their friends." They pulled on their wellies and raced out the door, leaving welly-shaped footprints all over the floor. Farmer Clarty stood and looked round at Pat. "Well," he said, "what do you make of that?" Pat thought hard and scratched his chin. That pig was making a terrible din. Look at the animals all in a row, and it looks like the bull is pulling Pig's toe. Pat rolled his eyes and looked to the shed, at Clarty's tractor, all magic and red. "Hey up!" Farmer Clarty roared with delight. "This pig will be free before fall of night." The magical tractor unhooked the trailer, drove out the shed and pulled past the baler. Slowly the tractor began to back up, squeezing past the big woolly top. Farmer Clarty pulled out some magical twine, and everyone knew that all would be fine. Baler twine is the farmer's best friend. There's nothing that baler twine cannot mend. He tied the twine around the pig's tummy. It tickled a bit, which the pig thought was funny. The wheel started spinning, the twine went quite tight. The animals stood round and stared in delight. The tractor by now was up to full throttle, and Piggy flew out like a cork from a bottle. Have you ever seen a pig fly like a kite? I'll tell you now, it's quite a sight. With an almighty crash, the pig hit the tree, showering apples as far as could be. Farmer Clarty gasped, "Oh, bloomin' heck!" The animals were buried right up to their necks. They climbed and they scrambled out over the top, and then went to tackle the rest of the crop. The team set to work and the apples soon fell. The baskets were filled up and ready to sell. But some were kept back, and I'll tell you for why. Farmer Clarty and Pat love a good apple pie. "Apples for everyone," cheered Farmer Clarty. "It's time for our annual Apple Day party."